Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday Summary. I'm your host, Kyle. With me, as always, is Steve. It's match day in the FA Cup. Man United hosting Liverpool in the quarterfinals. Liverpool are in two quarterfinals now between the FA Cup and the Europa League after their win midweek against Sparta Prague, which was just a disembowelment of that team. Absolutely exciting stuff to watch. But today we're previewing Man United. First off, good morning to everyone in the chat. And Steve, how are you doing this morning?
St. Patrick's Day. I'm all greened out.
Completely
Happy St.
forgot.
Patrick's Day to those around the world.
Completely forgot.
I am Irish.
As am I.
Nobody seems to know how much, but I'd say roughly 50%.
You think?
Yeah.
I'd gander a guess.
No, I'm fairly certain. Somewhere in that range. I don't think it's like 10 or 30. I think it's a little higher.
So what do you think the other percentage would be?
Well, English.
Just English?
I think my ancestors come from Stockport.
Stockport, huh?
Yeah, not too far from Liverpool, actually.
No.
Since we're on the topic.
I'll take your word for it.
Anybody that's in England, let me know, how far is it from Stockport to Liverpool?
Yeah, for sure. Good morning to Liz, Can Kiwi, Hannah, Oyvind. What's going on, everybody? Make sure you leave your thoughts in the chat throughout the show. Steve, let's go to the team news real quick. We'll present it and we'll chat about it. All right. Steve, you've been unplugged this week, I hear.
Completely unplugged. And Hannah lives in Ireland.
Oh, Hannah does.
I didn't know that. Hannah, I was told that St. Patrick's Day was something that wasn't really celebrated heavily in Ireland until countries like America made it like a huge celebration, and now it's huge all over the world.
Yeah.
So let me know.
That?
Let me know, because like I understand Stockport's Greater Manchester. Yikes. So it's about an hour's drive away from Liverpool. Rob Scott says. Okay, that's fine.
You didn't think that one through, Steve.
No, that's all right. I'm an hour's drive from Liverpool. Or my ancestors.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I was reading yesterday about the history behind St. Patrick's Day. And it's obviously got religious origins. St. Patrick, the man himself.
The legend.
But what I was reading, and I want to know, was it a big celebration, or was it just like kind of a normal holiday, like a little bit more on the religious side? Because now it's all about parties and parades, especially here. I don't know what they do in other parts of the world.
Drink here. That's all. It's an excuse to drink.
Well, Kyle's the pessimistic one.
That's all it is.
I think it's a celebration of Irish heritage. St. Patrick himself, who I believe drove the snakes out of the country, something to that effect, brought the religion to Ireland. There's a lot of mixed reviews. Whenever you look at these holidays, it's like, depending on where you look and what you read and who you ask. But yeah, I mean, we're talking ancestors, Frank. I believe. I'll double check. Yeah. We're talking hundreds of years ago.
Yeah.
So,
hey,
but that would be unfortunate nonetheless. It would be unfortunate.
That would be pretty unfortunate. What if there's a picture that emerges when you're doing your like heritage research of all your ancestors just decked out in Man United gear?
Man United gear.
Oh my God.
That would be something.
That's so funny.
Why is
St. Patrick so big in the U.S. and why do a lot of Americans love to claim Irish ancestry? I mean, we don't love to claim it. A lot of us have it.
I don't know if I'm liking that comment. That seems like there's a hidden agenda behind that, like almost a negative tone in that.
Yeah, be like, why do you think you're cool? Yeah, kind of deal. I don't know, but I don't know why it's so big in the U.S. To be honest with you, I really don't.
There's a ton of Irish heritage here, especially where I grew up in New England. It's a ton.
There is a lot of, in New England, especially. Down here, not so much. But up there, I feel like people flood the streets and, have a good time with it.
Yes.
Hannah says the Irish diaspora means there's a huge Irish community in the U.S. And also the potato famine, right? That brought a lot of them over here. Was it the potato famine?
I guess.
What the hell was it? There was something, and they came
Yeah,
over.
it was. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Here's the thing: I'm no history buff.
Clearly.
Your father should know this stuff. Where is he?
Yeah, no, where is he? Is he still sleeping? Because he would absolutely know what's going on. He would know where Steve's ancestors were from. He'd know
No, he would
exactly.
not know that.
Yes, he would.
No, he would not. I'm
You
sorry, he would not.
don't
He would not.
don't underestimate it.
Yeah, you're right. He knew a guy that knew a guy that knew a guy.
I'm about
Um.
75% Irish. All right, I'll roll with it.
Well, there you go, Ardio. The famine led to the diaspora, or the diaspora. Excuse me if I'm saying that incorrectly.
Okay.
My ancestors arrived in Liverpool. I went back to Ireland for university and ended up staying. Nice.
There you go. Hey, so we got a lot of Irishmen and women in the chat here.
Yes.
Love it. So let's go over to the team news, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, we should talk about Liverpool at some point. I just wanted to give a huge shout out to all our Irish supporters, Ireland itself.
Absolutely.
St.
day.
Patrick himself.
Big day. Big day. I just maybe my naivete is holding me down in terms of St. Patrick's Day, but I'm not even kidding. I always forget about it until the day of. Like, I didn't even know why you were wearing green today until you told me.
Well,
So,
the greens don't match, so like I typically
you look
wouldn't
kinda
wear
ridiculous.
like yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
I just needed green, and this is what I came up with.
Oh my God. So funny. All right. So Ibrahima Konate, and this is, of course, a couple days ago when this news was released, but Ibrahima Konate may not recover in time for the injury that ruled him out of the previous 2 games. So Ibu didn't train today regarding Friday, so he's going to be out today. Bobby Clark. Oh, positive news. There was more positive news from the manager on Bobby Clark after he was forced off in the second half of Thursday's 6-1 Europa League win over Sparta Prague. Said Bobby felt much better. That was uncomfortable. He got a knock there, a little swelling, and that's why we had the feeling it might be something more serious, but it's not, so he's fine. So that's good. Ryan Gravenberch is ready. Said he trained today, so he's ready to roll. God, and I just keep looking at this injury list. What the hell happened to Trent? I just don't know what happened to Trent.
Knee.
Like he tore something? What happened?
I think so.
Jesus, man. Liverpool will continue to be without those in their longer-term injury list, and this includes Trent, Allison, Baccetic, who's been out for about 7 years, Ben Doak, Curtis Jones, Diogo Jota, Joel Matip, and of course Thiago, who's never playing for Liverpool again.
Wait, can we actually stop here for a second?
Please.
I have to know what's going on with Stefan Baccetic and Ben Doak.
Yeah.
They've been out damn near the whole season.
Steven, Ben Doak tore his meniscus and had grade 2 tears in his MCL.
Okay, that's what I needed to hear. I didn't know that. Okay. Next.
All right. Now, Baccetic, I don't know. Let's look up Baccetic.
No, seriously, Kyle. If he didn't tear his ACL or break his neck, what is he doing out this long?
All right, this is 2 days ago. Injury struggles continue. What the hell is he doing?
What does that even mean?
Is he getting injured while he's injured?
His injuries have injuries, Kyle.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God. All right, hold on. Baccetic has managed just 72 minutes of action so far this season. The 19-year-old has been suffering from a hip complaint, and his recovery has taken longer than expected. The hope is that he will return in April. What the hell is all this stuff? Jesus.
Someone want to tell me what a hip complaint is?
Yeah, what the hell is
I got plenty of complaints. I don't get to miss work.
That's the whole article? God, I should have been a journalist. I should have been a freaking journalist, dude. That is the easiest freaking job in the world. Oh my God.
Hannah says apparently he's back in training, though. Liz says growing pains. All valid, but I mean, guys, we're talking.
All very valid.
The season starts in like the first week of August. We're going on April. You can only miss this amount of time if you tear your ACL.
All right. Where is it? Okay. And on Baccetic, the manager stated he's obviously gaining fitness now. Oh, obviously, after a year and a half out. He didn't get a green light yet for us for team training. He's pain-free. That's not what I read from the 7-word article, which is obviously the most important thing. All checks we made, like scans again, bone looks good. That's all fine. He's just doing the stuff he's doing. What? Now we have to make sure that in the moment, when we use him in normal training, because the difficulty of football, it's such a complex sport for the body, not only that you have to turn yourself because somebody turns you and jumps into you, you have to be ready for all these kinds of things. I just love reading Klopp's, like listening to Klopp, you understand it. When you read it, it's so vague. You have to do it at a high speed. Oh God, I can't read any more of that. Nobody told me that he will be back anywhere soon. Jesus, we're not getting anything, dude.
I mean, I guess it doesn't even matter at this point.
But can someone just tell me what the hell his injury is? I'm just going to Google that. What is Bacetic's injury?
No, go search injury history. It'll show you. But it's just going to say hip complaint.
Oh, God. Calf injury. That's his last one. 33 games missed.
It's so many games, Kyle. Look at all these. What is this?
Steve, I just heard he had a hip complaint. Now it's a calf.
Wait, look at all the games missed. What? That's not okay. 18, 15, 33.
He's 16 years old.
Well, you know something? Curtis Jones had issues like this, I feel like, and he turned it around.
Yeah.
Joe Gomez had a lot of injury history. He turned it around a bit. Matip, although he tore his ACL, which is a freakish acute thing, he had a bunch of injury history. He turns it around. He's been relatively healthy for a while. ACLs don't count. Those major ligament injuries do not count. You can't prepare for those or prevent those. And
yeah, why is this moving? What is this ghost website? Jesus. All right, but Steven, it's just mind-blowing to me. The back injury, he missed 158 days. I don't even remember that. Adductor injury, 79 days. 39 games missed, man. 39 games.
That's all the games, Kyle. Just so you know, that's all the games except like one.
Steven, for a calf? For what happened? Did they rip his calf off of his body and have to replace it? What calf injury causes you to be out for 39 games? You can't think of it.
I've never seen anything like it.
Neither have I. I've never seen anything like it, dude. Kenny, what's going on, man?
You know what these kids need to do? These kids need to start training with Adrian.
You know what?
Who's always fit. Always
Adrian.
fit.
Adrian.
And you know what? I want to give him a little bit of credit. Adrian appreciation post. As far as I know, he's not complaining. He's happy to be third string. He's happy to be at Liverpool and have a chance to win trophies. I've seen him celebrate, even though he doesn't have a slim chance of sniffing the bench.
He was on the bench in the Europa League.
When everybody's fit. Well, that's because Allison's out.
Yeah. No, you're right.
He's just always ready. Shout out to Adrian, man. Seriously.
What's the best ability, Steve?
Availability.
And guess who's always available?
Adrian.
That's right.
The Spanish legendary keeper.
The Spanish. I can't think of a acronym.
Legend.
The Spanish legend. That's right. Kenny G. All right. So apparently, I thought you were kidding with this, but Klopp said he's growing. He needed time for his body to adapt and heal. He had muscle core.
Okay, that explains it. Muscle core.
Oh my God. It's a ligament. It's the ligaments and tendons. Okay.
I wonder if he means muscle sore.
Yeah. No, Kenny, we're not laughing at you, but that's just funny the way we read it. All right, so
Yeah.
it's ligaments and tendons, and he's growing. All right, that makes a lot of sense, but at the same time, it doesn't because what are you just gonna not let these guys play while they're growing? That doesn't make any sense.
No, it well,
So you're not gonna play football till you're 25 years old? When you stop growing?
I mean, I feel like you can stop anytime. Well, hold on. Damien says top of the morning to you, happy Patty's Day from Ireland up to pool. We actually we did a whole segment on St. Patrick's Day and how little we know about it and how
Yeah.
much we know about it, and we spoke about Ireland and so if you missed the beginning of the show, go back and check it out. But yeah, happy St. Patty's Day to you, Damien.
Absolutely.
Welcome.
How's it
Yeah,
going, Damien?
Kyle, look, if these guys are growing, then maybe we should just terminate their contracts and re-sign them when they're done growing.
It's probably for the better if
Because
we do. Yeah.
Harvey's not growing, and
No, he's fine.
yeah, he stopped growing
He
at
probably
16 when he made his debut. He must have stopped growing by that point.
yeah, he's 5'4" and change. He needs, but you're right. Maybe we should just not sign players who are still growing. What is it? Maybe are people implying that he has growing pains?
I think that's what they're getting at. There are a lot of things that can come with growing, but none that prevent you from playing the sport for years. He's been out for a full year because he missed a portion of, right? Last season was the year we struggled. He was our best player, and then he got hurt, right?
Yep. And then he came back. He played 2 games. He played a game in midfield, and then he played a game at right back. The game at right back is when he got that calf injury. That was in September 29th, I guess. He's been out since then.
September 29th.
Yeah, September.
He played
29th.
this year?
Yeah, he played 2 games earlier this year. Hannah says we played him too much too soon. I just don't agree with that, Hannah, because we never played. The kid rarely plays. I mean, he played in like 8 games in a row because everyone was out. Literally everybody was injured. Fabinho was injured. Thiago was injured. Hendo was injured. Everyone was injured. So Bacchetic just played, and we were like, damn, this kid's really good. Then everyone comes back. We have the off season, or maybe he got injured. Either way, he played 8 games in a row. He was great.
Look, here's the thing. I don't think they're not trying. I'm sure these trainers are pouring their heart and souls into trying to get this kid back on the pitch, but it's just puzzling. Like, there's no way that they're used to something like this. This is puzzling them.
Oh, yeah.
They've probably hired in outside experts, other types of doctors and fitness professionals, because we did play him a lot, but it was only for like 2 months, Hannah. It's not supposed to derail your career. That's what's happened to this kid. His career is derailed. We have revamped the midfield. He's not going to find a way back in because of a hip complaint.
/calf injury.
So now I might be being a little bit dramatic, but if you think about it like that, it's pretty wild.
It is.
Like, how's he going to sneak back in?
After
Because Endo, McAllister are both better than him and play that position.
Yeah.
Gravenberch, Elliott, Soboslai, Jones.
Well, look, that's not a problem. I actually we can get into this in a minute. I was thinking about this the other day. Like, after Klopp leaves, if we do switch formations, like who's going to play, but we'll talk about that in a minute. My issue, Steve, is the fact that the younger players should actually be more durable than these older guys. Their ligaments are more elastic. Their muscles are more elastic. Their bones are stronger, right? Even though they're still growing. They heal like lizards at that age when you're very young. Why is Bacchetic out for this long? Why have we not seen Calvin Ramsey? Why is help me out with another injury? Ben Doak tearing his meniscus. Why is Cade Gordon and Scanlon? Why have we not seen them? What the hell is the problem with these young guys getting injured? The young guys' injuries are more severe injuries than the older guys.
It must be the growing.
Must be the hip complaints.
No, seriously. It's got to be the growth.
Oh, my God.
But he's He's at Bolton. Is he playing?
Who? Calvin Ramsey?
Yeah.
No, he had a back injury
He's
for a
played
while.
262 minutes all season.
What the hell's going on with this kid?
He's played 132 in the championship, 62 in the EFL.
He played 62 minutes in the EFL Cup. That's a shame. Well, actually, did they only play one game?
He's got one appearance.
Okay, so maybe that's why. I think he should have stayed at Aberdeen. Why the hell did we sign this kid?
No. Listen. We signed him in 22-23, right? Then we sent him to Preston. That was in July. He went to Preston. Then he came back from Preston 2 months ago to Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
Then we sent him to Bolton 2 weeks later. He was at Liverpool for 2 weeks, from January 15th to January 29th, and we shipped him off to Bolton.
Yep. We got good relationships with Bolton and Blackburn Rovers. Isn't we loaned out Bradley to Bolton last year, didn't we?
I believe so, yes.
That's our right back spot, man. So who knows?
Maybe they're just a right back factory.
Yeah, they might be. I mean, if they're churning out Connor Bradley's, whoo.
Anyway. All right, maybe we should focus on the game today.
Yeah, maybe. Sometimes we get off on tangents, but I love it. That's why the show's unique. We just get off on tangents about these things, and that's why you guys are here, right? Shout out to Frank, Supreme Architect, LFC Aaron, Rob Scott. What's up, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Liz, of course, shout out. Shayna, what's going on? These kids should drink Ribena. Educate us on what Ribena is. Is that a drink? What is Ribena?
Well,
is it wine? It's wine, isn't it? Isn't that what James Milner drinks? Oh, here we go. Arthur Mello was the best on them. Don't get me started.
No. Listen.
No.
He's not the worst. I'm sorry, he's not the worst. He's up there, but he's not the worst.
We know who the worst is, and we're not going to say it.
Yeah, it's Naby Keita, and we're not opening that can of worms.
No, don't even get us started. But Steve, match today, okay? Team news. Oh crap! I closed the tab. Let me pull it up on my phone here.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna need some help. We're gonna call on the chat here for some assistance. Who's out? Who's in for United?
No, we went over that.
I know. For United.
Oh, for United, yeah, I got you.
Who do we have to worry about? Because they got some guys that are like on the fence or borderline available.
Ooh, Tyler Dans, I think, signed a new contract. Let's go.
Jaden?
Why the hell do I keep saying... Yes, why do I keep saying Tyler Dans? His name, it's written Jaden Dans, and I still said Tyler Dans.
Casemiro's out. Okay, good.
Right, Casemiro's out. I got y'all. Here we go. All right. Clark and Harvey Elliott and Gravenberch are a yellow card away from a one-match suspension in the FA Cup. That's kind of insane, actually.
Wait, who? Harvey and who?
Clark, Harvey, and Gravenberch are all one yellow card away from a suspension, a one-game suspension.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. So the hosts do have several confirmed absentees, however, with Altai Bayindir, Jesus, Terrell Malacia's out. So the left back. Anthony Martial, Alessandro Martinez, and Luke Shaw to play no part in the fixture. Johnny Evans and Amaro Forson are also doubts. A lot of young guys that I don't know. So last match, Man United went with this starting 11 against Everton. Onana, Dalot, Evans, Varane, Lindelof, Manu, who's been playing a lot for them. He pretty much starts every single match.
He's their best player.
Yeah,
I'm just going to go ahead and say it. He's their best player.
I'm not going to say that. Casemiro, but he's out. Okay. But it doesn't say here that Casemiro's out, bro.
All right.
But again, nope. No copyright strikes today. Okay. So, yeah, maybe he is. Maybe that's news. Is Konate back? Konate's not. He is not back today. He's going to be out for another match. Okay, so Casemiro must be out after the match last time. It must have been news after that team news article was released. Um,
Who's their best
Goldbridge,
player then?
who's currently their best player? Would you say Rashford?
What?
Oh, Fernandez probably.
Has Rashford done something that I haven't seen?
No, he only has like 6 goals this year.
Yeah. So bad.
What? Where's Doug with the stats here, man? Doug, where you at, bro?
So tired. Like, how long is he going to stay at United and keep collecting a huge wage to do nothing?
That sounds like the dream.
He's got 7 goals.
7. Okay, 7. That was
which is okay. But when you think about, like, I think he had a couple braces.
Mm-hmm.
He's been shite.
You can say it. You can say D. What is it?
He's been dog shit, Kyle.
He's been dog shit.
He's been completely dog shit.
Yeah. Liz says, "Bro, he's out." Oh man. I'm assuming Casemiro.
Okay, but Rashford has played 32 matches, 7 goals across the board.
All right, Steve, this is something I didn't know, actually. Rashan here says, but if they reach the semifinals without receiving the yellow card, then it gets reverted and starts from 0. They just need to go through the Man United game without getting a yellow.
That's what I was thinking.
That's actually...
because it's got to reset at some point.
Very interesting. I appreciate the input there. I feel like I learn something new every day about the sport. All right, LFC Aaron going with his lineup here. Little premature, but we'll throw it up here. Kelleher, Gomez, Kwanzaa, Van Dijk, Simikas, Endo, Sobo, McAllister, Salah, Nunez, Diaz. Very strong lineup for the FA Cup.
Wait, is Arabo out?
No, but it's the FA Cup, so he's assuming that there's rotation.
Okay. Well, I think this is the same thing we put out last time.
No, Robbo started last time. And it was Kwanzaa, Gomez at center back, and you had Bradley and Robertson flanking them. Midfield, same. Front line, same. Yes.
Okay. This is fine by me. This is the best we got, ain't
it? It might be. I think so against you.
Well, Bradley.
That's the thing. That's the thing. So right now he's saying Gomez is going at right back, which that's not a bad decision. However, it's the FA Cup. For some reason, this season in the FA Cup, I think our last FA Cup match, correct me if I'm wrong, but Klopp started McConnell, Clark, and McAllister in the midfield. Now, I know Clark's out. McConnell played last match. So I think McConnell starts in the midfield today, dude, for some reason. I don't think it's a good idea. I think I would start this lineup. This is a great starting lineup, but I don't know. I think Klopp does that. Shout out to Liz for gifting a channel membership. Appreciate it, Liz. Guys, if you haven't already, check out our channel memberships. You get access to our Discord group, custom channel member emojis, badges next to your name, and of course, behind the scenes content. Right now, it's the Starting 11 prediction show, which we're doing today.
It's a heck of a show.
It is. It's the best 2 minutes of your life.
It's a great show. We also have merch.
Oh, yeah, we do have merch. I haven't updated it yet. I'm going to update for you guys. Oh, also, I said emojis. Custom emojis.
There is some Klopp gear on there that you might want to snag before we update everything. You know, the In Klopp We Trust gear. And
got to get the In Klopp We Trust gear. The old school Nothing But Reds logo. That's something you might want to grab. So
an old coffee mug. Yeah, get in there.
Yeah. Oh, man, I wish I was using the coffee mug right now. So, Frank Carlisle here says, I'd play Bradley at right back and Gomez at left back.
I'm fine with that.
Dude,
I don't care.
I'm going to be honest, dude. I'm going to say it here. Gomez is a better left back than anything else.
He's been playing in the midfield. He's unbelievable.
He's been playing DM, bro.
He's a better player than Man United have on their entire lineup, their entire squad.
Be careful. I don't want to jinx anything for today.
Oh, jeez. Listen to me.
I'm listening.
As long as the midfield is what he just listed and the front three, we should win this match. You just put Diaz, Nunez, Salah up top, and Virgil's anywhere to be found in the stadium, we should win this match.
Oh my God. Rashawn here. Shout out to Rashawn. Jota's return is so crucial when it comes to the success of achieving the quadruple. Look, we said this during the live stream last time. Jota's our best finisher. Okay, we have great players right now, but at the moment, Diaz and Gakpo are just really struggling to finish. They got to be more clinical. Jota's just one of those guys where if he gets anywhere near the goal, he's just going to score. That's what Jota does.
Yeah, I actually have a question. Speaking of the quadruple, and I want you guys to know in the chat, please engage, leave some comments here. What is more impressive, City winning the treble or Liverpool this year if they were to win the quadruple with the Europa League? What is more impressive?
That's a good question. I think, obviously, we're biased. Liverpool fans are going to say the quadruple. However, wouldn't you argue that it's harder to win the treble with the Champions League? Wouldn't you argue that?
I think the Champions League, I think the hardest part of it all is the Premier League.
That's a good point. The Premier League is
That's the hardest one to win.
Absolutely. Well, I actually don't know if I agree with that. So I just don't. And this is my evidence. Okay. It is competitive. Don't get me wrong. It's extremely difficult to win it. That's why we've only won it once in this great run under Klopp. But when you look at Man City, right? Man City have won it how many times under Pep? 4 or 5? Something like that. They've only won one Champions League. So the same number as we have. I think the Champions League is more difficult to win just because of the level of prestige. I can't describe it. I can't put it into words right now. It's early. But I think the Champions League is more difficult to win just based on how often great teams win it. Maybe you can say that Real Madrid are the outlier in that just because of how good Madrid are in that tournament. Same thing for us. You can really say that. But I just think recently it's harder to win the Champions League than the Premier League.
I guess we can agree to disagree.
But I get what you're saying. I'm not saying,
Kyle, we've walked into 3 Champions League finals, but we only have one title. One league title.
Now, to be fair, it depends very heavily on your draw and the group stage games. So in that sense, you may be right. The Premier League's harder. But also there's a lot of different variables at play. I don't know. I don't know.
All right. So 4 trophies versus 3. The Champions League's harder than the Europa League, obviously. No doubt about it.
Let's see what people are saying in here. So Damien says, more of an achievement with our depleted squad and less finances, but the treble is next level shit. Okay. Quadruple with the amount of injuries and VR. So a lot of people are bringing up those. They're looking at the whole picture as opposed to just what's more impressive, quadruple versus treble. So they're looking at the issues we've dealt with VAR and the refs and all of our injuries. Okay. So that's a good point. So
also the fact that we revamped our squad.
Oh yeah, we really have. Nunez misses too many. Okay, we'll come back to that in a minute. So Rashawn here says no team has achieved the quadruple. So in that sense, I agree that the quadruple will be more impressive. I mean, just think about it, bro. 4 competitions, no team's ever done it. And now this is our second year in contention to do it.
Yeah, but I hope we don't fall flat with the less important trophies again.
Well, yeah, don't think that way though. Just think about the fact that we have, regardless of our injury crisis every year, we've always been in pretty much every competition until the very end. Except, so what year was it? 2 years ago where we lost in the round of 16 in the Champions League, or was it last year?
Who'd we lose to?
We lost to Madrid in the round of 16. Was that 3 years ago? Jesus, time flies. But my point is that Last year, we walked away with FA Cup and Carabao Cup, correct?
No, that was 2 years ago.
That was
Last year
two.
we walked away with nothing.
Oh my God, that was 2 years ago. That's insane to me. All right, so 2 years ago, you're right, because it was the what kit did we have? Are you sure?
Yes. Last
Okay,
season we had these.
we had those, but what it was the orange
Nope,
lightning.
that was the year we did it.
Oh,
That was
that's
the
what
year
I
we
was
won the
thinking.
trophies.
So what kits did we have last year?
We had these.
What was the home kit? Oh, it was the all red. There was no border. It was all red. That's what it was. Okay.
Why can't I picture it?
Yeah, no, forgive me. I couldn't picture it either. So yeah, 2 years ago, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and nothing else. Last year, nothing. That is kind of crazy. But the fact remains is that we're still winning trophies. I saw a thread the other day that said Liverpool fans are all hot and bothered by the fact that they've won two league cups and one of everything else. And I'm just thinking to myself, how are you going to shit talk a team that's only won X amount of trophies? We're still winning trophies.
No. Yes, we're still winning trophies, but it is very disappointing. And I've talked about this, and I haven't in a while. We have this window of opportunity with Klopp, and I always said, you never know when it's going to end. I thought Virgil would be the end of the window rather than Klopp. Virgil and Salah, I thought one day when they move on, that will close our window.
Yeah.
But the potential end of the window is upon us, Kyle. And I'm not going to sit here and act like we have won enough trophies. We have not. One of everything is nice, but it's not enough. We've fallen short.
So let me ask you
We've been disappointed more than we've been happy
well,
with results.
that is a good thing and a bad thing. Let me ask you a question, okay? If we walk away this year with the quadruple, Steve, would you be satisfied?
Oyvind says this is one quadruple, not the quadruple, right? This is 4 trophies, but it's not like the quadruple.
Okay. You just completely
It would be like
question.
Liverpool won a quadruple, or Liverpool walked away with the 4 trophies that they could, but without the Champions League, it's not like
that I get what you're saying. That's a good point.
it's
Oyvind,
not the quadruple. Oyvind, good call. But would I be happy? I think this would help a lot.
No, not happy, satisfied, because you keep bringing up the fact that we're not.
So it'd be
winning
2
what we could
prems.
win.
Yes, I would.
Okay.
I would say sufficient. It would be sufficient.
Okay.
2 prems, that's hard to do, especially in this Man City
It is.
cheating and finance debacle era.
Oh my God.
2 Carabaos, 2 FAs, 1 Europa, 1 Champions League, 1 Super Cup. That all of them?
One Club World Cup.
World Cup.
That's a big one. I think that's an underrated one. People, I don't know why that doesn't get more credit. I think that is a very cool thing to win.
I saw a chart the other day, and it was the most points ever by English teams in a single season. City had 100, we had 99. City had 98, we had 97. City had 96, we had 95, something like that. We've lost by 1 point 3 times. Or 2 times.
So 2 things. First off, it's mind-blowing we're living through the era, which, again, the Premier League is in its infancy, technically, considering if you want to say the Premier League, not the top flight, Premier League era is still pretty young, all right? That we're living through an era where teams are this dominant. Man City, Liverpool, like we have been dominant. Both teams, regardless who wins, dominant teams. All right, so that's the first thing. Second thing is losing by 1 point, 1 inch twice is astounding to me. Of all the things that could happen over the course of a season, Steve, the fact that we're losing by that close of margins really shows that it could have been anyone's season. Liverpool could very easily have 3 Premier Leagues. So easily, just as easy as Man City do. It's not like Man City won one year by 4 or 5 points and you're like, yeah, we came up short, but hey, if we won this game, no. Literally 1 point, one season, it was 1 inch. John Stones doesn't clear that ball, Liverpool win the league. Things like that. You're thinking about that. So to me, I know you get upset with we only have one Premier League, but to me, we've come close so many times that at some point I just chalk it up to bad luck. I really do.
I chalk it up to too many draws. It's bad luck, sure. Amazing skill from the City side, the John Stones play, sure, great.
Yeah.
But sure, they were cheating in all this, whatever you want to call it. I don't even want to get into that today. Frank, you're a legend. Thank you. And
Shout
thank you
out
for
to
the
Frank.
support as always.
Appreciate it.
I like that we are on different sides of this because
Me
it's
too.
just not enough for me. I'm sorry, but to look back and be like, oh, Jurgen Klopp, what a manager. My kids are going to be like, how many Premier Leagues did he win, Dad?
No, they're not.
I'm going to be like, 1.
Dude, Steve, they're not going to say
I
that.
might be a little dramatic. He turned us from doubters to believers. Yes, I know. And I'm being devil's advocate. I know how lucky we are, how spoiled we are. I've talked about that many times on this show. The point totals, Kenny's talking about the point totals here. Without the trophy, people will forget. People do not forget trophies. People will forget that we put up 97 points one year. Like 99 another.
Here's what I think, going back to what I said. And I do agree. I love that we're on different sides of the aisle here because it does create a good conversation. They're going to look back at this era as, oh man, you remember those years when Liverpool and Man City were just battling back and forth every single year. They're going to look at it like that. And you're right. They're going to look at it and be like, oh, Man City had 4. I really don't even know how many they've won. Is it 4 or 5? Whatever it is. Maybe more than that. They're going to say, oh yeah, Man City won it. But look, I mean, they're going to think Liverpool were right there every year. They are going to look at it like that, in my opinion. Now, Liverpool fans specifically, bro, I agree to a certain extent. I think they're going to be like, yeah, we were so good under Klopp. We could have won so much more. We went to this many European finals. We were this close to winning the Premier League. But I think the overarching theme is the fact that Liverpool were extremely successful during that time. That's how I think we're going to look back at it. And we already have another trophy this year. I think the odds are in our favor that we're going to win at least one more. Okay? I'm just saying, at least one
I'm
more.
not laughing at you. Continue, please.
Okay? And you said I was a pessimist about other stuff. I'm an optimist about this. I think no one's going to look back at this except for maybe you and say, Klopp only won one Premier League. Like, what? That's what rival fans say, bro. Rival fans are going to be like, oh, he only won one Premier League. He wasn't that good of a manager. We were in it every single year.
But here's the type of thing that worries me, Kyle. Jordan Welch here says Klopp just went up against the best manager ever. No shame in losing to the best.
And he admitted that.
You can't argue this. If Klopp only wins one of everything, I don't think you can argue this. And that hurts me. You can argue it and you can say he develops players better and he's turned players from average to world class. But I don't know if we have much to hang our hat on aside from that. Now, Dermot says, no, Supreme Architect, 949. This is a good one. Klopp will be walking away with at least 3 Prem titles without the UAE's investment into the PGMOL.
So look, yeah, put the 2 different sets of glasses on, Steve.
The fact that we have to make these comments and have these thoughts is sad, though.
But that's why I'm not doing that. You're not either, to be fair. No, we aren't doing that. That's why you guys are here to put these different variables in play. When I look back, I'm not going to use the excuse of, oh, well, we didn't cheat. They cheated, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to look at it from a point of how many managers, period, unless you're Pep Guardiola, are going to go into a team and have the success that Klopp had, regardless of what he could have had. One of everything. You know, many managers get one of everything at a club. Very, very few, Steven.
You're absolutely right.
So that's how I look at it, especially Liverpool managers. Klopp's going down with the Shankleys and the Paisleys. He's going down with them, arguably the best.
All right, let me ask you this. And then we're going to move on to the Man United match and talk about that for a few minutes.
Yeah.
So you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan. For those that don't know,
Yeah.
how could you not? Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs. Kyle loves them. Have you been to 4 Super Bowls?
5.
Okay, you lost 2, won 3?
Correct.
Okay. You lost to Brady, and who else you lose to?
Lost to Brady and
I think that's it.
Tampa Bay.
Because you beat the 49ers twice, and
we
you
beat
also
the 49ers twice, beat the Eagles, lost to Tampa Bay. No, we've been to 4. Yeah,
You've won 3 out of 4. Okay. But Kyle, imagine if you had won 4 out of 4. I mean, won 1 out of 4. It's only 4. You've been to 4, you've won 3.
Okay.
Imagine if you had only won 1 out of those 4. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes left. How would you feel?
That's a great question. I would feel completely different, and the conversation for Patrick Mahomes would be complete opposite of what it is right now. A lot of people look at Patrick Mahomes now as in the conversation for one of the greatest because of the success he's had when he has been put in those situations. Okay. Andy Reid as well. All right. When he was with the Eagles, a different story. But I agree. This is a better point because now I understand it better, what you're saying. But for some reason, when I think of Liverpool, that's not the conversation or the way I think about it. I don't think about it like, oh, we've been in the situation this many times and lost. But now I probably should look at it that way. That's a really good point.
I don't want to spoil anything, and I'm so grateful, but this is just such a crucial 2-month run where we have to come away with trophies. We have to, because when it's all said and done, by the time he leaves, it will be what, 9 years?
Yeah, because he came in October of 2015.
All right, so we'll call it 9 calendar years, just about. By the time he's gone, is 1 enough, Kyle?
One
damn near a decade. Is 1 of each enough? Because to me, it's not.
God, you know what? Now you're kind of making some sense when you put it that way, man. Maybe not it's not enough, but given where we came from, I do think it's a successful tenure as a manager. And Klopp said, it doesn't matter what you think of me when I get here, it matters when I leave, right? And when he leaves, I'm going to think, wow, it is so difficult to achieve what he achieved, even if it is only 1 of everything. The way I look at it, it's so difficult to achieve that, right? And maybe this is the difference between American sports and, the Premier League, because Klopp's had an opportunity to win like 4 or 5 6 or 7 separate trophies, right? And he's kind of won 1 of everything. So it comes out to be like 7 trophies or whatever he's won. But when you look at American sports, it's either you win the championship or you don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, look, I'm very grateful for Klopp. I know we could be in a much worse position. I'm just pointing out the elephant in the room, if you will, that we don't want to talk about, but we have to acknowledge it, Kyle, because it's coming down to crunch time. This is 2 months left.
I know, dude. I agree. I love that you're bringing this point of view here, but of course, we're gonna have differing points of view, and everyone in the chat, putting in their 2 cents, and I appreciate it. But it's a very interesting conversation to have. So let's look at Man United. We talked about who's out. So Steve, your starting 11 prediction. Go ahead.
Kwanzaa, Virgil, Bradley, Robertson.
Okay.
Don't know why.
No Gomez.
Also, don't care. I just the back line. I just really don't care.
Why?
Because I feel like you can plug in Tsimikas, Robertson, or Gomez on the left side, and it's fine. You can plug in Gomez or Bradley on the right side, and it's fine. I think
Okay.
they're all good enough right now.
So you're
They've
thinking,
all got my seal of approval right now. So whoever's freshest, run him out there.
so you're not worried about Anthony carving up Samikas?
Oh my gosh! Now that you mention it, dude,
Oh my God, dude.
my teeth,
God,
my
I don't want
nails.
to. I don't want to jinx anything. What if he just? Oh God.
Well, that's the thing I always get scared of is all these players that we roast all year just tearing Liverpool up. I
I
get
know
nervous
that's
about
the
that.
worst case scenario,
Do you hear
dude.
any background noise?
A little kid crying? Is that what you mean?
Do you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, let me handle that.
It doesn't matter. It's fine for me. But
Okay.
so gave your back line. How about midfield, bro?
Give me the absolute Warriors. It's going to be Endo, McAllister, Soboslai. Because this is a must-win rivalry. It's a must-win. Throw them out
Yeah.
there, all three of them. Front three picks itself. Diaz, workhorse. He's going to go 110 minutes today. He's going to go 90 minutes plus extra time. He's just, I love him right now.
He's so
I'm
good right
so
now.
happy with him,
Just
even with
finish.
those missed chances.
Yes, finish your chances, please.
Hold on. Salah, he's back. He looks so good recently. And Nunez, of course, who's just been getting an inch better each week. Now, one thing I want to mention. We didn't talk about the match last week. We talked about it in the post game. But the reason I unplugged this week and have really no idea, like team news and who's fit and who's not, is because last week really took a lot of wind out of my sails. I think it's important that we point that out.
Are you talking about the Europa League?
No, last weekend against
Oh,
Man City.
The Man City game.
We did the match reaction, but we haven't talked about it since, really.
Okay. All right. We'll close out with that. But
I don't want to talk about it. I just wanted you guys to know.
Well, then
I'm
why
still hurting. I'm still
Okay.
upset, and I hope you all are too.
All right, let me do my starting 11. Okay. So against United. All right, here's what I'm going with. All right, Kelleher, Tsimikas, Van Dijk, Kwanzaa, and Gomez. Tsimikas and Gomez. Midfield, Endo. God, I know it's going to be Soboslai and McAllister, but I want to go McConnell. Like, I want, for some reason, maybe not. Maybe he'll just get subbed on. Maybe that's the smart choice for Klopp. So, Endo, McAllister, Soboslai, and then front three. It's gonna be Diaz, Nunez, Salah, and we're gonna see Gakpo subbed on, and he needs to do something special today because a lot of fans are hating on Gakpo recently. Rightly so. He hasn't played well.
No one deserves to get actually like really bashed personally. So I hope it's not gotten to that level, but he's been poor as a professional player. He's been poor. I was the first one to bash him last week. Poor. Just poor. I can't even pin my own comments.
I know.
But I can comment.
Yeah. And
so
you're
listen.
a moderator.
Yes, but can't do anything else. Can't kick anybody out. Can't bring anybody in. Can't pin.
What the hell?
Queen Nadra saying no Diaz. Look, we can't entertain this, Kyle.
It's funny, dude. He has been. Maybe his finishing has been great. Okay, we'll agree on that part. Diaz has been an absolute engine the last 5 games. He does not stop the entire game.
No winger in the world has a higher work rate than Luis Diaz right now. On planet Earth. No one. He is a machine.
He is.
Diaz has no end product. Sure, hey. Look,
I mean,
I understand what you guys are saying here and there, but he's making stuff happen. And eventually they'll start falling in.
He missed 3 sitters against Man City. Let's be real. 3. All right. There's no denying that. Right. But I'm looking at the overall picture here. Give me that effort. Right. If you can give me the effort all game, the finishing product will come. Right. And who the hell else is playing left wing? Right. You could put Nunez there and then Gakpo through the middle. But Diaz, he's going to give you something. He's going to give you more. So, and Hannah, you bring up a good point here. Missing a few chances doesn't make Diaz a bad player. No, it absolutely does not. It means he needs to lock in and be more clinical. Kenny G says Salah starts to help our front line. We'll finish. He links up with Nunez. Diaz is a monster. So I think everyone agrees that Diaz is a monster. He just needs to finish better. Oh, man.
He's been showing me more lately. Like we're talking about one, maybe 2 matches of just like really poor finishing, and we're calling him a bad finisher. Like
it was
don't get me
bad.
wrong. It was really bad. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. It was really bad. But
It was.
when you look at the performance as a whole, it looked like he wanted it more than anyone. Him and Virgil. It looked like they really, really wanted it, you know? Every time Diaz is out there, I think about the final, Kyle. Look, did you see what he did in the final? He was like, when you lose power, the whole country loses power and one guy's got a generator. That's Luis Diaz. He's so just funny. Like, oh, time to kick it into high gear. Everybody's tired.
Yeah. Him and Nunez are the same exact way with that.
There's really
a
something.
few players that have that engine. It's like Robbo, Diaz, Nunez.
I think Elliott's got it. He just doesn't have the pace.
Yeah.
And maybe the same level of fitness, but he will go. And I respect that. And that's why he plays. Because he's going to put in a shift. That's all you got to do under Klopp is put in a shift. You know?
Yeah. LFC Aaron says Diaz has 6 assists in the league since joining us. Yeah, but how many goals does he have? I mean, he's a winger. I'm not expecting you to get assists. I mean, Salah's an outlier. Nunez is doing great assist-wise, too.
Queen Nadra says Sobo can play left wing, Salah right, Nunez. No.
I think they're just saying it could happen.
Oh, she doesn't want Diaz to play at all.
Yeah, no, that's weird. That is weird because Gakpo could play left wing before.
Mighty Red says lots of South Americans have that drive. You're absolutely right. They're built different. Mighty Reds, they're built different. Some of them are. You look at somebody like Messi.
He had 11 goals this season, dude. I'm happy with that. 11 goals. He could end the season right now, and I'd be satisfied with that from a winger. 11 goals.
Let's take a look, actually.
Because look, I mean, he did start out pretty slow, but he's picked it up.
No, he started out fast. Then he fell off the face of the earth for a while.
You're right.
But he was dealing with a lot of stuff personally.
Yeah, dude, his dad got abducted. Can we cut the guy some slack?
So he had 4 goals in the league the last 2 years. This year he's got 6 and 3 assists. 6 goals, 3 assists, 3 Europa League goals, 1 goal in the cup. He's fine.
So how many in all comps? 11? 10, 11?
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's fine.
I don't know where the 11th is coming from, but I'm seeing at least 10 here.
Okay, 10. I'm happy with that. Dermot, what's up, man? After international break, Jones, Trent should be available and Jota for the United League match following week. Oh, that would be awesome. 11 in all comps. LFC Aaron says his numbers are average. Okay. All right. Numbers are average. Let's concede.
Yes. No. That's fine. We're not arguing.
His numbers are average. I'm talking, and I think Steve is talking about this as well. He has just been an absolute workhorse the last 5 games. You can see it. And I love that. He did have a period. I was very critical of him. You guys can go back and see. I think maybe Steve was as well. I can't quite remember. But he had a period of a few months where you're just thinking Diaz isn't doing anything. Right? He's not creating anything. And I agree. There are some times where he just kind of goes missing in a match. But as of recent, it has not been that way at all. Goes missing? So, like...
Who, Diaz?
Yes.
No, I feel like he's never missing. This is what I'm getting at.
No. The last 5... This I have noticed what you've been saying about him the last 5 matches. But earlier in the year, after he had that good start, he did nothing. Like, dude, he would lose the ball. He wasn't really getting any shots. Like, I don't know. Maybe he was just in bad form. Yes, he's still quick. He's still, shifty. I get all that, right? But he wasn't producing anything. The energy wasn't up. Everything's coming back now. That's what I'm seeing.
Ken Kiwi says, remember how good Gakpo was on the left 7-0? Oh, that cutback goal he had where he went
That was,
bottom right was
I
just beautiful.
still, I can just picture it in my head. It was so clean and so smooth. I haven't seen anything remotely close to that since that.
No. Look, I like Cody Gakpo. He just needs to turn it around. Everybody goes through slumps.
Yeah.
That's the reason we lost or drew last week. There's many reasons we drew, but that's a big one. The fact that he was subbed on.
I don't know about
We're
that.
playing with 10 men, Kyle. We played with 10 men.
I know. He was bad, but he's not the reason. It doesn't matter. Steve, closing thoughts, score predictions. You guys leave them in the chat as well. Do you have anything of
3-1.
that sort?
With that front
3-1.
line, I think we're going to terrorize them. 3-1.
Ooh, Johnny Evans and Varane at the back. Is that what they're going to have to go with? Harry Maguire? Good
Harold Maguire.
$85 million. Pounds, whatever.
Oh, by the way, just another shout out and happy St. Patty's Day. I think Dermot asked me earlier if I have Irish heritage. The answer is yes. If you go back and watch the beginning of the show, we talked about this. Kyle 75%. I'm probably like 50% Irish. The Irish heritage is huge in America.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
huge. Everything is. America's a melting pot. Unless you're Native American, you are from somewhere else.
This is what I was getting at. So I appreciate the comment here. Nobody can take away his work rate, but he does lose the ball too often. So maybe not over the last few games, like we said, but during that period, he was giving the ball away, dude. Kind of gives the ball. I don't know. It's weird. I don't feel as confident with him on the ball as other players.
That's how I always felt about Mane, and you didn't really see it, but I always felt that way. But yeah, it's fine.
Good point.
But that's what it is. That's what it is. He is a winger. Like, he is a true winger. You know? Kyle, you say he's disappeared in games. You know who disappears in matches? Anthony. That's what disappearing means.
You mean he's disappeared for seasons?
Entire seasons. Does he have any? No, he has no league goals yet still, right?
Dude, it's unbelievable. Maybe he does since the last time we talked about it.
Well, he scored in this competition, right? Against like a third, fourth tier side and had the big celebration.
Maybe.
Newport County, I think he
Oh,
scored
God.
against.
Is it Newport County? Or
Something
is it
like that.
Plymouth Argyle?
Plymouth, yeah.
Good Lord.
Shout out to the Pilgrims, Plymouth Rock, by the way.
God. Shout out to everyone in the chat this morning. Really appreciate your input. All our channel members as well. Liz, Kenny, Oyvind, everyone in here. Dermot. I know I'm definitely missing some people and leaving you out, but we appreciate you guys. Hannah, Frank Carlisle here as well. Shayna, thank you all so much for your continued support. Make sure you join us for the watch along here coming up shortly. Steve, how you feeling?
I'm good. This was this was a fun show. We were kind of all over the place. Shout out to Supreme Architect. I don't even know who you are, you legend in real life, but you've had some good comments today.
Yeah,
and I appreciate that. Anytime you saw me chuckling throughout the show, it was probably because I was reading one of their comments.
There have been people who have been on a tear comment wise. Supreme Architect, yeah. Oyvind's been on a tear as well. There have been some other people with some great comments as well. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. Join us next week. Also, every Sunday we're live. We're here. We're chatting. Give us your input. But until then, Reds, take care.